Right now it's 6 o'clock on Connecticut's news station. Tragedy in New Haven after a teenager shot in his own driveway. We'll tell you how you can help police find his killer.
A city manager accused of driving the wrong way on the highway while under the influence is expected in court.
Also, voters in East Hampton will make their voices heard today when it comes to the school's budget. Angelo Bavaro standing by with a live report as the polls will open soon.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
First at 6, a cooler start to the day, but we're going to get in warm up later on. Good morning. Thanks for starting off your day with us. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Good morning to you. Let's get right over to meteorologist Matt Scott so we can talk about the day, talk about the week. It's going to get really hot one point, Matt.
And believe it or not, that's not the main story right now for today, believe it or not. We will talk about the warm stuff coming, but smoky stuff is taking over first and foremost as we look at what is still a rain-free forecast. Big temperatures later on this week. We'll talk about record potential coming up. Smoke is, we've been talking for the last few weeks, that smoke from Canada has been an issue. This next batch that we're talking about is actually coming in from the northeast, and you will actually, I think, see a better scape of this later on this afternoon. It's going to be a little lower in the atmosphere. It may actually really blot out the skies. We'll watch for that. 49 degrees right now in Hartford, 48 in New Haven. So a little coolish in Willimantic, Putnam, Norwich. Not too bad as we look for temperatures that are going to be up into the mid 70s. But I want you to see again, you see the icons. That's your haze that we're talking about. So anywhere between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. Could very well be an issue. There it is again. We're looking for temperatures getting into the mid 70s later on as the kids begin to wind down the school year. Where is the time going? We'll talk about the smoke. We'll talk about the potential heat and maybe a little rain too. That's all coming up. Lauren Zenzi, no smoke blotting out the drivers, road warriors getting to work this morning.
Not as of right now, Matt. We did have a disabled tractor trailer in and around the Hartford area on I-84 eastbound, right between exits 48 and 49. That has cleared, but we do still have this closure out in Willington. This is on the Tallinn Turnpike, otherwise known as Route 74. The road is closed from Saycar Road to Old Farms Road. This is because a car crashed into a telephone pole. They are working to get this cleared. The good news out of this, I know the road closure is going to cause a little bit of a headache for the morning commuters over there, but nobody was injured, so that is some good news to report. In the capital city, 91, 84, Route 2, all moving smoothly. Taking a live look out in Middletown on Route 9. Things are looking great as we end things off in New Haven, heading over to Fairfield County, not looking too bad. Then let's end things on a double box in New Haven and Old Saybrook. Things are looking great on I-95, guys.
Lauren, thanks so much. All right. We are following this developing news out of New Haven this morning where a teenager was killed in a shooting there.
Yeah, it happened on Shelton Avenue near Dixwell Avenue in the New Hallville neighborhood of the city. Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is live in New Haven this morning with the details from police. Brooke.
Well, it really is just a tragic situation for this family. Police say that the search is now on for the person who shot and killed that 16-year-old boy standing in his driveway late last night. Now, New Haven Mayor Justin Eliger did confirm with us last night that this all happened just past 8 o'clock, and that's when a 16-year-old boy was just standing there at his home when someone came up, shot him, and then got away. Now, officers have not said if that suspect arrived at the house on foot or by car. They tell us the boy was taken to the hospital, but he died from his injuries. His name has not been released at this time, which is of course typical whenever a minor is involved. Eliger tells us there is not a current suspect in custody at this time, and police are trying every lead to find that person. The mayor says that himself and the New Haven police chief both visited that family in the hospital last night as this situation was unfolding, and that family is grieving. Now, of course, police do need your help. If you happen to be out and about last night in that neighborhood, maybe saw something suspicious, saw something that you think isn't just quite right, they want you to give them a call. Tell them that information, and if you don't feel comfortable doing it yourself, you can do that anonymously by calling Crime Stoppers at the number 866-888-8477. Live in New Haven, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Okay, Brooke, thank you for that report. All right, 6:04 this morning, the state police are still investigating what they're calling a possible road rage shooting in Meriden. They said it happened around 3 p.m. yesterday on Route 15 near exit 67. Police said somebody in a dark SUV threatened a man who was driving and then shot once. We're actually not sure at this point if the victim was hit by the bullet, but he did get a minor injury of some kind when the gun went off. Police said he pulled into a Cumberland Farms and met with troopers there. This morning, we're still working to find out why a Southwest Airlines flight was diverted to Bradley Airport last night. That flight was headed from Providence to Baltimore, and obviously it didn't make it too far. Southwest said nobody on board was hurt or sick, and all 146 passengers got on a different plane to Baltimore.
Happening today, the city manager of Meriden is expected to appear in court accused of crashing his vehicle while driving the wrong way and under the influence of alcohol. State police arresting Timothy Kuhn back on April 26th after that crash on Route 3 in Glastonbury. Earlier this month, the Meriden City Council approved the city's legal department to make an agreement between the city and Mr. Kuhn. In that agreement, it would require him to complete the Employee Assistance Program and any treatments that were recommended to him. He is also not allowed to drive city vehicles for at least 3 years. Now we have new details this morning from Cheshire Police. They tell us that they found Michael Zamiti. He's the man who escaped custody last week. Zamiti escaped from Midstate Medical Center in Meriden on Thursday. He was located and taken back into custody Sunday night. Zamiti now faces additional charges, and he's being held on a $250,000 bond.
This morning, the Connecticut Education Association will once again call on lawmakers to help fix the teacher shortage in our state. The group said it wants more state funding to go towards recruiting and retaining teachers. They're meeting at 11:45 this morning on the south side of the state capitol. And the CEA said both parents and teachers will talk about the direct effects of that shortage, like larger class sizes, and even in some cases, they said, early dismissals because there aren't enough teachers. The battle over education funding is on the ballot today in East Hampton.
As part of a referendum, residents are voting on a budget proposal that would cut school district funding by about $800,000.
Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro is live outside Town Hall there in East Hampton. Angelo, I guess a big turnout is expected today, huh?
Tim, Erica, good morning. Yeah, the polls opened just a few minutes ago at 6 o'clock. Already people trickling into the building here behind me. Now, voters, they will see two questions on that ballot regarding this proposed education budget. Take a look at your screen. This is the sample ballot that voters will expect to see once they're inside voting. Now, one of those questions asks if the Board of Education budget for next school year of more than $35.6 million should be approved. And that second question, that asks if the budget is too high or too low. Now, this budget that the town council voted to recommend, this would cut school district funding by about $800,000. The superintendent says that would result in terminating at least 5 teachers, bigger class sizes, and the potential for eliminating a part-time school psychologist and math specialist. Now, these potential cuts causing an uproar among some parents, students, and staff as they call this proposal a disservice to quality education.
Never in my wildest dreams did I think that I would be in this position of thinking I'm going to be losing my job this year.
So they have their options. This isn't a dead item. The people have the right to vote. And if they come out in bulk like they say they're going to do, okay, made a mistake, we'll increase the budget.
And the Board of Finance pointing to factors like unfunded mandates, rising costs, and the effort to maintain a low tax base for the town as reasons for these proposed cuts. Voting, again, opened at 6 o'clock, closes at 8 p.m. tonight, and that is all taking place right here behind me. This is Town Hall on the first floor in the community room. We are live in East Hampton this morning. I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.